Hello, welcome to chapter 31, Bootstrap Tabs plugin, brought to you by Ankpro Technologies. My name is Harish. In this session, we are going to learn how to build the Bootstrap tabs using the tabs plugin. So here you can observe an image. We are going to build right now in this session this type of tab, which consists of home, contact, and the locations. And the other important point you have to keep in mind, this location is a drop down. So as of now in this session, we are going to build this tab which consists of three elements: home, contact, and locations. So now, without wasting much time, let me jump into Visual Studio and let me start coding for the tab. And here it's an empty web project which is having the reference of Bootstrap as well as JQuery. So right now let me start building the tab. So what I'll do first, I'll take unordered list. To this unordered list, I need to add some of the basic classes, that is nav and nav tabs. Okay, and now I need to take three items as we saw in the presentation, like home, contact, and locations. So what I'll do, I'll take a list. Within that list, I'll encrypt the anchor tag. To this anchor tag, I'll attach the value hash to this href, and after that I'll add the item home to it. And also keep in mind, we need to add an attribute, that is data toggle to be tab. Okay, Control S. So what I'll do, I'll copy this twice just to get the other two contents. The other two contents include home, and this is about, and this is locations. The last one is locations. But other important point you have to keep in mind, this locations, okay, as we saw in the presentation, is a drop down. So what I need to do to the list which is having a location as item, what I need to do, I need to set a class as drop down. And also what I need to do here is this, instead of data toggle, I need to set it as data toggle value as drop down. And also I need to add a class. Class is drop down toggle. Okay, and after that you have to keep another important point in mind, how to get this arrow mark. It's very simple, which is pointing downwards. I need to take a span element. To this span element, I need to add a class called caret. Okay, now when I go back and when I refresh this page, you can observe we're getting these tabs: home, about, and locations. And in the locations, I need to add a drop down items. So how do I do that? It's very simple. I'll copy this list once and I'll paste it twice here. Before that, I need to take unordered list because that is a menu item. So I have to add a class called drop down menu, and inside this I need to paste two list items. One is the location as Bangalore, and the other one I'll take the location as Mysore. Control S. When I go back and when I refresh, now when I click on these locations, I'm getting two drop downs, that is Bangalore as well as the Mysore. Now my objective is, now I have to add the content to each of the tab. How do I do that? It's very simple. I need to take a div element. Within that div element, I need to add a class. The class is tab content. Now within that div, I need to take another div element. To this div element, let me add an ID. I'll tell you why I'm taking this ID later. I'll set the name as home content. Okay, and after that I need to add a class. Okay, class as tab pane. The class as, I need to add a tab pane. Control S, and here I'll write some of the content telling like, hello, I am home page content. Control S. I'll copy this thrice. Okay, I need to change the name here. This is about content, and here also, and this is Bangalore. And let me change it to Mysore, and this is Mysore again. Control S. Now what I need to do is, let me go back and let me refresh. Now when I click on this, I need to get that content. that is home page content, allow home page content. Similarly when I click on about, I need to get a content link like I am a about page content. How do I get that? It's very simple. What I need to do is, when I click on the respective anchor link, that is home, this anchor link has to identify the content element. So the content element for the home content is this div, and this div is having ID. So what I'll do, I'll take this ID and I'll assign this ID to this anchor tag such that it identifies the content wherever it is present. Similarly, I have to do it for the rest of them. This is about content, Control C, and I'm pasting for this, Control V, and similarly I have to do it for the rest of them. This is Bangalore content, to paste it here, and we are left with the last one, that is Mysore content, Control C, and I have to paste it here. Yeah, I'm done with this. Now let me go back and let me refresh. Now you observe when I click on this, I'm getting like telling hello, I am home page content. Similarly when I click on about, I'm getting like hello, I am about page content. Similarly when I click on the locations Bangalore, I'm getting the same content as expected. Okay, this is what we call an tab, that is Bootstrap tab, and we built it very successfully, and this is what the task was. We built it very successfully. Okay, and I need to tell you about some other things, like we have some other thing, class called fade. Why the fade class is used? It is used to animate the tab. So what I need to do first, I need to add a fade class. Before that, let me tell you something. Currently when I refresh this page, you can observe none of the tab is active. So how to make the tab active? It's very simple. What I need to do is, to this list, I need to add a class called active, and similarly for the content also I need to add a class, the respective content. This is the content, I need to make it active here also. Control S. When I go back and refresh, currently none of the page is active. When I do F5, when I press F5, you can observe currently the home page is active by default. This is how you can make your tab active, by adding the tab class to the link as well as to the content. And coming to the next part, we have to do with the fade class. What does this fade class does? This fade class does the animation. So what I need to do, fade, I need to add a class, fade class, to all of the content. Fade, I'll copy and paste just to save the time. Fade, and to this also fade. Control S. Now when I go back and when I refresh, okay, currently the content is not visible. You can observe to the home content, when I refresh, the content is not visible. Why? Because keep in mind, when you're using the fade, the first tab pane must also have in class. Keep in mind, this is very important, in class, to make the initial content visible. So what I need to do is, to the first tab pane, I need to add another class, that is in. Okay, now when I go back and refresh, the content is visible. Okay, fade is used to animate the content, animate the tab. So you can observe the content, how it is coming, it's animated. So let me go back and let me use the last one, that is class nav-justified. Why it is used? It is used to make the tabs plugin span the entire width of the parent container. In the sense, currently these things, home, about and locations, they are not acquiring the entire width of the container. Okay, how do I make these items, these tabs, to acquire the entire width of the container? It's very simple. I need to make use of this class nav-justified. So what I'll do, to the parent element here, through the unordered list, what I'll do is I'll add another class, that is nav-justified. When I do Control S, when I go back and refresh my page, you can observe these tab elements, home, about and locations, they acquire the entire width of the container. Now you observe this home, about and locations, they are acquiring the entire width of the parent element. So when I click on about, we are getting the content. Similarly, when I click on the locations, I'm getting the respective content. And that's what we saw in this session, like how to build a Bootstrap tab using the Bootstrap plugin. And we also saw a beautiful demo of it. And finally, thank you for listening. Have a great day. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel Ankpro Training. You can also like our Facebook page visiting these URLs. You can also follow us on Twitter. For further references, you can visit our websites, and we are on LinkedIn too. Last but not the least, please don't forget to give the feedback. Thank you. Have a great day.